Hey folks, it's another day, and I got another box for you to open, another unboxing. So Huawei sent me this Band 3 Pro, which was launched alongside the Mate 20, Mate 20 Pro, Mate 20X, Mate 20 RS, and Watch GT. I'm gonna make it. All right, so that's what this is. It's a fitness band, like similar to a Fitbit, but basically it's a pretty advanced fitness band. It does a lot of stuff, things like sleep tracking, exercise tracking. Of course, it has special exercise modes, and it's a dumb device in a way, but it's a pretty high-end, pretty sophisticated fitness band. It's got an OLED display, as you can see here, AMOLED. It's got heart rate sensor, continuous heart rate sensing. Swim modes and built-in GPS, of course, Bluetooth for transmission. Here are some of the features: AMOLED, multicolor touchscreen, true scene accurate real-time heart rate, true sleep, scientific sleep monitoring and sleep stages, 5 atmosphere support for swimming, multi-sports, built-in GPS, smart notifications. So, it's kind of like basically a smartwatch without app. In fact, very similar to the Watch GT, except the Watch GT looks like a watch and is a bit bigger. And so the battery life on this thing, I don't know what the specs are from battery life, but it should be pretty good, right? Because it is probably designed to be charged like once a week or once every 2 weeks. So let's have a look real quickly. It opens like this. And let's pull it out. Dun, 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 dun. So there's a little divider here. Get rid of that. And then you've got the band itself, which is right here. And I'll look at it in more detail in a second. Let's see what else is in the box. I think this divider can't be pulled out, but it's difficult. I hate packaging that is difficult to open. Yeah, I don't know how you get this out without breaking it, honestly. So, there we are. Now that I've totally destroyed this, I was able to get it out. Nothing in the box. Damn, why don't they package things so that this doesn't happen? Alright, so we got a bunch of stuff here. We've got a cable, or no, that's the clip you clip on to charge it. A couple of manuals. There's a thing down here. Aha, tiny little USB cable. And I think that's it. So let's have a look at these individual pieces. USB type A and micro USB. Micro USB. Who uses that? I hate micro USB. So this is obviously the charging stand. Well, it clips on. You can see the contacts and the clips. I don't want to remove this. I suppose I will have to at some point to charge this thing, so maybe I should just take it out. And you can see it for yourself. So let's have a quick look at it. I don't need the cable though. So there you go. That's got some pogo pins, some sort of clip-on mechanism, and a USB, micro USB port on the side here. Really nothing to it. And the band itself, let's have a look at that, shall we? Before we do, actually, let's quickly look at the manuals. It's a quick start guide. And it's got a bunch of illustrations, shows you how to clip this on. That looks really obvious. Not. Anyway, I've unboxed a few Huawei and Honor bands before, and they're pretty straightforward. I mean, they get the job done. They're nothing super fancy, although I do really like this gold beige color. It is pretty attractive looking. So let's see if I can actually remove this thing without breaking it, because, I'm breaking stuff left, right, and center. Here we go. Wow, it's really designed to not come off, which is good. So you can see here, that's actually the contacts for charging down there, and that's the clip points on left and right. And you've got the heart rate sensor, which has got some sort of sensor in the middle with 2 lights. And then, that's it. There is a band that's built in. You can't change the band. And I'm honestly not sure how you turn this thing on. Let's see if I hold the the capacitive button at the bottom on or not. I think I'm gonna have to plug this in to turn it on, which is kind of disappointing. Hoping to show you this display because I'm sure it's really nice. So this is how it's supposed to work, I guess. Let's see. You clip it on here and on here. Ta-da! That's it. And then your USB cable sticks in here. So, I mean, it's on there pretty solid, but I don't like pogo pins. Pogo pins oxidize and wear out on devices and end up being a problem after about a year or so. Usually, wireless inductive charging is the way to go for this. So, a little bummed by that design. This is pretty cheap, though. I bet you it's less than $100, so I'm not quite sure why I'm complaining about it. Yeah, I think you have to plug it in to turn it on, which is a really disappointing thing because it would look really cool if we could see the display. But you can see it's not a very big display, right? It's a curved OLED display, and there you go. You can kind of see it there in the reflection. It is about 2 inches across, maybe no less than that. It's like an inch across, really tiny. And then there's that capacitive button here, which doesn't seem to turn it on, but I bet you it's like the home button because this does have capacitive touch on it. So nothing too crazy here. Huawei Band 3. I'm going to try this out and let you know what I think at some point in the podcast. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is definitely not the most exciting unboxing, but I've got some others, including the Mate 20 Pro and the Mate 20X. I will link to them at the end of the video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell your friends. And remember that all these videos I make are a compliment to my podcast, mobiletechpodcast.com. You should subscribe. I'm on all the big podcast platforms. Google or search for Mobile Tech Podcast. And more importantly, you can add my handle, Tankgrl, TNKGRL, like the comic book character without the vowels, to find me on Twitter, Instagram, and also to find the podcast. So subscribe, tell your friends, like video, subscribe to the podcast, tell your friends, etc., etc. Huawei Band 3. More unboxings to come. Stay tuned. Cheers, everybody.